Hi, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good day, wherever you are joining us from. I'm Charlene. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for being here. I love seeing all these happy, bouncy faces joining us as we're continuing to wait for more of our friends. Tell me in the chat where you're coming in from today. Today I am in sunshiny Florida, in the Tampa area. And it is a magnificent summer day, quite toasty. Hi Anik, hi from Canada. Good to see you, my friend. Send some of your cool air down my way. It's the humidity she's being very exciting right now. We are in the middle of hurricane season, though fortunately no storms are brewing, but at least physical storms. Lots of stuff happening in the air all around us, and you don't even have to just be in Florida to be in the middle of that. Hi Angel from Tampa, Florida girl. Of course, it's my pleasure to hold space with you as we journey today. It's always a pleasure. It's nice to meet you, Angel. Hey Victor, what's up, my friend? I hope you're having a good day. Victor comes in from Dallas, Texas. Such a sweet, sweet friend. Hey Sherry, South Georgia, woohoo! We love Georgia, great neighbors. We drive through South Georgia a lot whenever we head up to Nashville. Mostly when we go to Nashville, we drive. We enjoy the drive. Pretty countryside. So, and it's crazy humid in Canada too. It must just be something in the air, literally. Hey Lori, our friend from Wisconsin. I'm so glad you're here. It's nice to see you. Oh, all the love too. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm pleased to be with you here today. A slightly different time for us, just checking it out, seeing how this 1 p.m. Eastern time slot kind of works for everyone, how it flies. My husband and I, we talk about how it's interesting, the energies of each session are so different, not only from the people that join, the time of day. There's a lot of things that happen. I find that the more we progress into the day, the more activity there is in the air, and we were just chatting. It actually really shows through in the bowls. So, as many of you know, I spend time with the bowls before each session and kind of tune in not only for myself, but also to see where the bowls are. And today the bowls, they basically change their harmonic base, their foundation like 3 times within a span of about 10 minutes. That is crazy. Normally in an earlier session, a lot of times we may have a change, a shift once or twice during a full 1 hour session, but 3 times in 10 minutes. So we'll see what happens today. But for those of you who are joining us for the first time, hey Jane, Northern California. Yeah, hot there too. 'Tis the season, but thank goodness the humidity. Though the humidity is great for the skin, not so good for the hair. Fantastic for the skin. Hey Gainer, I'm so glad to see you. Yeah. Anik, I'm so glad that you mentioned that you're gonna close your eyes and let this wonderful healing energy sink in, because it's a great reminder for us all. So in today's session, even before we begin to dive in, let me just invite you, do with this time, these sounds, as you may. Some days we feel extra sensitive, sometimes extra sensitive to sounds. You may experience that. Sometimes we really want to dive in and engage, and you may want to take a very active approach to this meditation. That's cool too. Whatever you need today, it's going to be a different experience each and every time. Hey Nathan, I'm so glad to see you, my friend. So today has been an interesting day. So today the moon is actually transiting through the astrological sign of Scorpio. So the moon, because she's our closest satellite, she has significant pull and impact, not only on our inner workings, but our physical bodies as well. And you'll notice that sometimes whenever the moon is full, you might retain a little more water. Your waters have risen. Whenever she recedes, those waters kind of back away. no differently than the tides in the oceans that surround and support life here. So the moon has a very powerful effect. And in Scorpio, Scorpio also a water sign. Scorpio is a deliciously, frighteningly wonderful sign to fall into. The bulls are already shifting. Scorpio really invites us to go not only just deep, but beyond. Scorpio's energy tends to have a non-containing effect. So you go deeper and deeper and deeper into a darkness, into a void. This is where our shadow work really comes up for those of you who are familiar with shadow work. Shadows are the aspects of us that we tend to push down. We tend to push away, we want to negate, we want to control, we don't want to deal with. They're the confrontational aspects of who we are that we're gently trying to communicate with ourselves so that we can work through, we can release, we can shift, and we can make changes. So shadow work, while it sounds scary, it's actually quite healing. So when the moon, who represents the truest side of who we are, on the deepest level, the side that we know ourselves to be, devoid of any and all ego. So the purest form, without any of this attachment, judgment, preconceived notion, expectations that we put on ourselves. The moon is this very pure space of who you are. So when you would ask her to deep dive into an infinite abyss, it can be a little disconcerting, one could say, because there's no boundaries. And the moon loves to flow within these beautiful boundaries. So in Scorpio, sometimes when you dive, you just keep diving. And that can be often unsettling for many. So I invite you today, and for the next 48 hours during this transit, just to be gentle with yourself. Know that there's a lot going on around you. Totally cool. You're totally fine. This happens once every 25 to 30 days. The moon will transit through Scorpio. It's happened all your life. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last. So with that energy in mind, I thought it was an interesting idea to explore this construct of the phoenix. Now, the phoenix has been known throughout history. It's appeared in everything from mythology to scriptures. Early on, the phoenix was known to the Egyptians. They had a goddess that was very similar to how we think of the phoenix. The phoenix always revolving around this idea of death and resurrection, death and resurrection. The ancient Indians, in Sanskrit, phoenix actually means Garuda, which is the winged bird man that you see who flies behind Vishnu. And he's prominent in one of their epic stories. The phoenix actually even appears in Judaism and in Christianity. In Christianity, obviously, the connection with Christ and the resurrection after 3 days. In Judaism, it's actually a phoenix. I believe that, if I remember correctly, the name for phoenix in Hebrew is Hol, H-O-L, and he's actually mentioned in the book of Job. So there's a lot of mention. We see it throughout history, from Shakespeare to Harry Potter. The phoenix is everywhere, right? And it's because it connects to a much deeper understanding. This idea of death and rebirth. I thought this was really beautiful. So even in Persia, the Sufis, wow. I'll just enjoy that. We haven't even really started. The Sufis actually connected to the idea of the phoenix as well. And there was a Sufi master who wrote that the word huma, which is their word, the Sufi word for phoenix, he says in the Persian language, it stands for a fabulous bird. There is a belief that if the huma sits for a moment on someone's head, it's a sign he will become a king. Its true meaning is that when a person's thoughts evolve so that they break all limitation, he then becomes a king. It is a limitation of the language that can only describe the Most High as something like a king. So this idea of being crowned with breaking from the illusion that we've created, the shadows that have come up, that we have allowed, we have intensified through our own ego pursuits. When we allow all of this disconnection to dissolve, there's a greater sense of illumination, enlightenment, king or queendom. So the phoenix has quite a morphic field that we can tap into. The stories say that the bird lives anywhere between 500 to 1,500 years. We'll call it a nice even 1,000, just for today. And at the end of this 1,000 years, the bird wants to experience itself again anew, as we all do. We all go through that experience, whether it's a fullness of an entire lifetime, it's the fullness of an entire 24-hour cycle. We all experience an opportunity to close one chapter before resurrecting into another. So let's see if we can explore that a little bit today. So if you're joining us for the first time, let me kind of share how this goes. So in front of me are 13 chromatically tuned bowls, tuned to 432 Hertz, connects to the vibration of the planet. Schumann's resonance, 7.83 Hertz. These bowls have a very grounding effect. And because they're made of 99.9% quartz crystal, they vibrate the electricity that's in the air. Now you vibrate electrically as well, as do I. Our human biofields are constantly giving off electrical systems. When our system is in good health and connectivity, our voltage is actually quite high. When we are in dis-ease or distress, that voltage shrinks. Our biofields come back in. So one of the things that these bowls do is interpret what's going on in the energy fields around them. Now, you're over there and I'm over here, but I'm feeling you through our connections here. Hi, Karen. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah. It's good to come together as a community because whenever we connect, as you are right now, those vibrations begin to strengthen and solidify, and the bowls will sing back the energy that you're asking for, both from a place to receive, but also from a place to elicit a release. Our time today is divided into 3 main sections where we retune, we just resettle, we release, and open the doorway so that we can receive. So I invite you now, just take a deep breath wherever you are. Find your body in space. I invite you, if this is how you'd like to experience today, close your eyes. Settle in. Witness your breath. Begin to slow the speed of your breath. Sometimes we can do this by holding our breath after an inhale, just but for a moment. So with a gentle inhale, holding, and then release. Let it go. Nice, that's beautiful. Do that again if that feels good for you. Good. The water today is beginning very still. So I invite you to rest on top of this soothing, serene, cool lake of water. Feel the support that the water begins to spread across your entire body. You can feel it under your arms, under your back, under your neck as you're just floating in this crystalline pool. Now you may begin to notice your observation shift to different points in your body. Or you may just really want to sit in this space, which is what it feels like. Distinctly feel the resonance, the harmony that's happening right now in this space. But I also sense there's a few of you that this is a little bit agitating. And that's okay. I invite you to allow that to be. Release the need for this to be anything other than what it is. Beautiful. Good. invite you to join us. If there's ever a time you just want to back off, that's fine. Just know that you are safe, you are held, and all is well. So now, from floating atop that crystalline pool of cool water that upheld you and supported you, much like the rays of the moon, I invite you now to begin to let go. Go ahead and begin to drop into these deep waters. So go ahead and begin to descend into your space. And what that may feel like for you is you may begin to bring more attention and awareness into your physical body. You may begin to become more aware of emotions that are coursing through your space right now. Places where things skip or hop or leap. Places where the flow maybe isn't there in this moment. Find those places. And all you need to do is put your attention on them. Let's just begin by saying hello. That's it. Just recognize that they are there. The first step for a phoenix in his or her journey is to recognize that there's a time to let go. In mythology, the stories tell us that whenever the phoenix is ready to make its shift, the bird will actually fly and pick up resin of myrrh, like gold, frankincense, and myrrh, to make an egg that it'll bring back to its own funeral pyre. It'll also on the way collect other spices like cinnamon, frankincense, fragrance, earthy, grounded, fiery reminders of the presence of life. So these places where you are noticing a disconnect within your own body, begin to experience them for what they are. Aromatic teachers of sorts. They may bring spice. They may bring a little bit of irritation. But they always bring a golden lesson, an opportunity. So let's just witness them for a moment. Just as the firebird creates a strong intention of release, of letting go, I invite you to do the same right now. And just allow the release to naturally happen. Both are perfect. Safe. Every epic needs a really bang up ending. It's what makes a story so memorable. The song of the phoenix is unlike anything you'll ever hear, for it's in praise, in gratitude, in deepest love to the sun, that element which sustains life here on this planet. The phoenix sings. It sings its final song with such beauty, with such the beauty of this great, majestic creature. So much and so, the sun itself steps forward and sends a ray of light directly into the nest of the phoenix, while all the other creatures and inhabitants run to find shade from the purity of the sun's rays. The phoenix steps forward boldly, allowing the sun to fill its space. And while all around it begins to be set ablaze, the nest and the tree that the phoenix has been in remain unscathed. And when the light fades away, all the creatures come back looking to where the phoenix had once stood. But it's no longer there. And 3 days later, from the ashes, a new chick arrives, gently breaking free from this shell of myrrh, being reborn as it once was. The most beautiful of all birds. That we choose to activate. The beauty, one of the beauties of the story of the phoenix, is the active choice to release and let go, to allow for a new saga to begin. The bird is still there in its original form. It's just more. It's expanded. It has all of the memory that it's carried from its initial creation, from the dawn of time. Plus, all of the lives that it has experienced, the years, the wisdom. It actively chooses to redefine so that it can expand. So I invite you now, in those beautiful places where you found release, would you make a choice to welcome in resurrection, expansion, a golden light of something much greater that allows you to really sing your song in a way that no other can. So floating from this place of stillness for a moment, I invite you to think, imagine, or feel. What would this choice be for you? Is it a feeling? Is it a specific, desired direction or outcome? Is it a color? Maybe you see an animal like the phoenix itself. Connecting with that deepest part of who you are beyond the ego. There's no judgment, there's no need to be, do, think, whatever. All of that pretense is gone. This is the pure essence of you. From that point, invite in your phoenix. This new energy. Whatever it is that you want, you need. It could be a new perspective, a new insight, a physical healing. And breathe. Breathe. Now let's begin to soar. Here you are. You've invited in a new energy into your space. You've released things that no longer serve. You say, thank you. I see why you were here. Now be on your merry way. And in its stead, you've invited this new energy in. A resonance that perhaps you've never felt before. Perhaps it is familiar a little bit. You don't know why. It doesn't matter. See yourself as this newly birthed phoenix, the most majestic of all avians, whose red and gold and yellow and orange plumage offset its beautiful sapphire eyes. The phoenix song extends all the way to the ears of the sun every day. It elicits inspiration, devotion, wisdom, a connection to truth. You are that phoenix. Now, I invite you to consider, what does it feel like when you begin to take flight? As you rise out of your new nest, what landscapes do you see? What promises are revealed? What projections on the horizon do you witness? How does it feel to have no limitation? To be so free? All is possible. Because it is. How does it feel to arise knowing that all is well? All is well. And as you survey this land, offer your sweet song to the sky in gratitude and in love. Thank you for holding us together. The ether that surrounds you, keeping your body physical and electrical together every moment of every day. Offering gratitude. As you begin to return to your nest, settling in, how does it feel to bring back this new way to experience yourself into your physical body? Where do you feel that? Do you feel that? Perhaps in your throat, perhaps in your chest, in your heart. Let this feeling just spread throughout your entire physical body. Integrating this information on such a deep level. You to bring your attention back into your physical space. Here, in this time space, on this planet, in this moment. Good. And then just settle into your breath. Follow it. See where it leads. Breathe. Gently place your attention in the center of your chest and your heart space. Feel the reverberations from this point, from your heart, throughout your entire body. Just like the rays of the sun sparkling out, shining onto the planet, shining on to your inner phoenix. Allow these rays to give you any last golden beams of energy that you feel you need right now. Any golden beams that you can welcome that feel good to you. It may be superficial, almost just like a gentle sun kiss on your arms or your skin. Some may really need that warm touch deep within. Whatever's right for you, welcome in. These loving beams. Take an inhale and hold at the top. Great. Exhale. Another deep inhale. Hold at the top. And let it go. One last time. Inhale. Hold at the top. Hold. Hold a little bit more. Then let it go. I invite you to shift and move. Really begin to feel this possibility, this opportunity of resurrection within. Begin to feel that in your physical body. What does that feel like to you? What kind of physical sensations did you have during our time together today? If you're back, I invite you to share with me how you're feeling in the chat. I love the story of the phoenix. I love how it crosses cultures. There's not a continent that doesn't have a story related to this magical, mystical creature. Even in North America, the thunderbird, and its relation to perpetuating the dream of what is life. I love that. Death must always be part of life, and I think as soon as we can really connect with that on a deep level and find peace with that, and realize that every day we have the opportunity to lay on our own funeral pyre, just like the phoenix. When we lay our heads on the bed at night, A very wise person once shared with me, think of that as your deathbed. For it is. You slip into a state where you're not here. Are you there? Which is more real? And being able to find that place of balance and peace, moving between these worlds, makes for release in general a lot easier. And these releases don't have to be end-of-life releases. They absolutely can be. But they can also just be the closing of a chapter. Maybe you've just retired from a position you were in for so many years. Maybe you're retiring a way that you once perceived yourself. The person that you thought that you were or had to be. Or that could be the only expression of you that was somehow affirmed to you from an early age. And you have an opportunity now, for whatever reason, to redefine yourself. There's so many ways that we can arise as the powerful phoenix expressions that we are. Wow. The bulls were really happy today. Thank you for letting them sing. You've got some special songs to sing. Whew. Oh, I'm going to read through the chat. Hi, Queenie. Oh, powerful. Yes. Well, yes. And where you felt it in your sacral chakra. Yeah. Everybody will have this experience of resurrection, of death, of letting go in different parts of our bodies. It's my observation that will frequently connect to areas that we're either very connected to in the flow, or we have some constriction that we're looking to release. Sometimes both. So that's neat. I love that. Oh, thank you so much for your donation, Godavari. I appreciate you. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. What a cool name, Godavari. I feel very inspired suddenly. I feel like I want to go on a safari. Not that, but like really dive into some mystical place. Thank you so much. It's nice to meet you, my friend. I hope that this time has ushered in some beautiful shifts for you in whatever way that you needed today. Thank you for the donation. The donations are, they help us to continue to do what we do, which is share healing sound. We also work with a variety of scientists. We're actually studying the healing aspects of healing modality too. So my background is classical Western music. I started piano when I was 2. I shifted to violin when I was 12, and my first career I was a professional violinist. And then all the other things happened. But being able to fuse an intellectual understanding with a feeling and knowingness and intuition is so precious and such an incredible gift, not only for us, but I think for the collective as a whole. As we heal, we all heal. So your donations help make all of that happen. So I appreciate that. Nathan, you feel much calmer, lighter, like a weight has been lifted. High five, dude. That's so great. Oh, I love it. Yes, you are a phoenix arising. That's fantastic, my friend. Godavari, you feel empowered. Yeah. And so much love. Yeah. It's neat. Empowerment and love are the same vibration. They're the same aspect. Pure love is pure connection. In that pure connection is pure empowerment, because everything just is. You are connected to the flow and you're moving so beautifully in that. Oh, Godavari, I'm happy that that's what you're experiencing. That's uber cool. Hi, Victor. Thank you so much for your donation, brother. I sure appreciate you. So, the Phoenix, I think, is something that we can take with us. For me, able to connect them with music and vibration is so powerful. But these stories are impactful because they speak to something all of us carry on deeper levels. We may call a phoenix by another name. It may be a thunderbird. It may be a firebird. It may be a huma, like the Sufis. It may be a ho, like our Jewish friends and brothers and sisters. Doesn't really matter, does it? The story remains, and it impacts us because we know on a deep level, every day we have the power to choose. We have the power to choose our death and our resurrection. Do with those words as you may. If this was something that spoke to you, I hope we'll be able to see you again next time. We'll be coming back on Insight Timer and YouTube this Saturday morning, Saturday, August 6th, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. That's New York time, 10 a.m. And we're going to be talking about a half moon healing. It's a good way to kind of start your weekend, or if you're halfway through your weekend, wherever you're joining us from in the world. The moon is such a powerful influencer on our body. Probably as many of us could feel today, that transition that the moon's making right now through Scorpio. Whoosh, this deep, dark, infinite void where all of our wonderful shadows often reside. So be gentle with yourself today as we make this transit. And I'll look forward to seeing you on Saturday. Kate, oh, thank you so much for your kind words. You're so very kind. Thank you so much. You experienced a deep healing in many places. Yep. The story remains. Choose and take flight. I couldn't have said it better myself. So beautiful, Kate. It's good to see the goddess that you are. Hey, Nathan. Nathan, thank you for your donation as well. You are all such blessings. Speaking of, until we meet again, may you know how impactful you are to your world. Your world may consist of one person. It may consist of millions. But your world will only be impacted when we connect to our truths, when you connect with your truth. My prayer for you is that you walk in truth, you feel truth, you're upheld by truth, and you speak truth always. For you are loved, you are important, and you matter. Until next time, Satnam, my friends. I'll see you soon. Bye.